So I think you guys get a bit of time to do stretching. But why is the technical issue? Right. Serious and then scary. Very scared to see your supervisor. Compassionate, very loving, caring supervisors. So which one is your supervisor there? Or maybe 2 or 3? Combination of 2 or 3. Because he or she must fall in one category. But if it is scary, then that's it. It's bad luck. So I put there, isn't it? The text message from the boss. My boss texts me, send me one of your funny jokes. Apa dia reply? I'm working. Then boss replied, that was fantastic. Send me another one. Apa maksud dia? What is the meaning? It is really a joke or sarcastic message or kan? Kadang ada orang baca dia tengok, oh this is a joke, isn't it? This is a joke. This is how you understand. And then the below one, that moment when you realize you and your supervisor don't see eye to eye. That means when you don't understand your supervisor, you will be like that. Like there is one question, my supervisor, he don't want to see me. So if your supervisor, he giving you time, he set you time, like every week you must see me once, every 2 weeks you must see me once, that means he or she is a good supervisor. They want to know about your progress. They're interested to see you. If they provide you, they call you, come now, I want to see you. That means they are interested on your work. They're interested on you. They're interested in supervising you. But when you start to lose their trust, what happens? After some time, they will avoid you. They say, oh, okay, this guy is not doing much. He's just playing football and, taking rest, going holiday. Every time I ask him to see me, he keep extending 1 week. Right? When you ask supervisor, supervisor say, okay, come and see me next week. He say, oh, I'm sorry, next week I have to go to Kuala Lumpur. New place. Okay. Then you say, okay, the week after you see me. Oh, even the week after I'm busy. I'm going to Terengganu. You are a student, you giving time to your supervisor. Okay? Or your supervisor said, okay, now I'm in my office, come and see me. I'm already tired, I was there. I was waiting for you whole day. Morning after Fajr until Zohor time. I was waiting for you. Dari situ Merambi. Sudah subuh kita tunggu sampai Zohor. You come late, See, they highlight lagi. You are late, you come after Zohor, 3 o'clock, I'm already home with my wife. The bus is not coming anymore. Ada kan bagi alasan? I live in Bermira. The bus not taking me now there. I have to wait tomorrow. I'm sorry, you have to wait for tomorrow to see me. You give time to your supervisor so that he can see you tomorrow. Where your supervisor, he want to see you at that time. It is a serious matter. Then they will lose interest on you. You will not be the best student. They are interested, most highly interested student. Okay, this is type of supervisor. So one type is coaching type. This one is good. many people prefer that they coach you first year, second year. They show you, what I should do. They follow you closely. They support. They create positivity, good environment. Delegates their work. If you are in a group, they say, okay, you do this one part, this part. Okay, you submit your paper. Do this. I will check your paper. So they coach you until completion of the task. This is what they call democratic type, right? Demokrasi kan. So dia banyak bincang, coaching. Another one, team player. This is also good. So they be with you together. When they do your work, they come to your lab, they sit with you, right? And they take ideas from you. Any ideas, as well as make tough decision, right? And they understand the goals, share, and they give credit where it is due. Everyone would want to work with this kind of supervisor, team player. I mean, he become like a team. You don't even realize that he is really a supervisor. So you feel like, oh, he always come and check, right? Saya dapat supervisor yang macam ni juga, bit of both, coach and also team player. Dia datang ke eksperimen, tengok kita buat eksperimen. You suka tak? Suka kan? Supervisor saya, every day 6 o'clock he will come to the lab. Say, update. Mahadi, okay, what you did today? He will update. So saya kena cerita, okay, I did this experiment, this is my result. Besok datang lagi, lusa datang lagi. Oh, tak boleh balik pula ni. Sebab saya tahu pukul 6 mesti dia akan datang office dia. He will come to my office. Jadi saya kena balik selepas supervisor saya balik. Tak boleh balik awal. Pukul 6 mesti kena update dulu. So he's a team player. Another one is mentor, having better understanding, give guidance, direction, and they take responsibility, mentorship, develop the student, which make them easy to work. So this macam coaching, campur team player, dia mentor, kan? Tapi dia tak banyak ni lah, dia akan beritahu, okay, buat ni, buat tu. So directive. D ni autocrat. Autocrat ni total authority. Memang dia takkan bagi. He or she will not allow you to do just go and do this, No. They will say, okay, do this. If I want A, B, C. Okay, fully control of decision making. Right? There is advantage and also disadvantage. They become very protective, right? Hardly pays attention to others. So if you go and tell your ideas, they won't listen. They say, no, follow me. You follow me. Sometimes supervisor, we also want to look at the students' ideas. So you tell the supervisor, look, I have idea A, B, C. Which one? Sir, please choose for me. With his or her experience, they will tell you, okay, B is good for you. You do with B. Not you finish everything, then you come and say, I do this already. Or the worst is, you done everything and you didn't tell him or her. You didn't update. When did you do this? That's when everything starts. I never asked you to do this. Why you did this way? Then it's going somewhere else. Misunderstanding start again. Okay? Autocrat, difficult to satisfy. Very hard to satisfy. You do this also, they say, okay, apa ni kan? Because sometimes their bar is very high. They believe on only what I say is you have to do. That is, boleh tahan kan? Control and monitor. Actually, they don't say control freak, Saya buang lah perkataan freak. They control, to show the process. Not allowed to present their ideas. Dia tak bagi publish, tak boleh present, tak boleh. And they're not confident on you, but they don't allow you to do any publication, no presentation. They're just ensuring constant flow of information on the progress of the project. They're interested in the project completion. Okay, but if you ask them correctly, the correct question, they might, become little bit friendly. They will tell you what is their expectation. But most of the time it's difficult to know. Alright? Apa buat pun salah. Buat ini pun salah. Buat itu pun salah. Kan? Everything is wrong. We had a student, maknanya finish his draft and everything, go give, and then they simply reject. What is this? How many of us here, we look at our supervisor's thesis? PhD thesis. That's good. So if you look at his thesis, you know what is his standard. Then you should write something better than that. Then you can win the E types of person. Right? Because their standard is very high. So you have to do something. If you do a very big one, you're going to get so many red marks on the thesis. So many comments. Lazy spare, ni saya pernah touch dulu. I've told this. They trust you and they let you go. Pernah dengar lagu tu? Let it go. Macam tu lah dia. So they let you go. You register, you meet them on the first day, then they show you this is the workstation. You're lucky if they show you the workstation. Then they say, okay, just carry on. After that, if you don't see them, you never contact them, they also keep quiet. For how long? For the whole 6 months. No, for the rest of the study. But they trust you. They trust you and they are very much dependent on the independent style of supervision. They say, okay, student pandai-pandai lah buat sendiri. Ini mature student, very clever student. You should be able to do your work. I just here, I'll be here. If you need anything, just come to see me. If you don't see me also, it's okay. I'm just joking, right? You have to see your supervisor. Right, some students, they ask questions in the online form. So we are coming to quite close to finish ending the session anyway. Tips. I say tips, listen to your supervisor. Number one. So you are given small room for trust. So that's actually maybe to test you. So use it wisely. Okay? Before making any decision, ask first. Sometimes you do on your own, you didn't ask, then he or she might not be happy with you. Just ask first. Always remind supervisor about his tasks and promises. No problem. Sometimes supervisor is busy, so you have to remind, sir, what happened to my paper? What happened to my document? What happened to my this? We never give any comment. I'm waiting for so long already. My beard already from black become white now. There's no progress now. Okay? So just remind this month, sir, can I get this feedback? It's okay. Supervisor expect high maturity rather than treating you like undergraduate. Yeah. They don't assume you are undergraduate. Always available, not MIA, missing in action. You must be available in the university. You don't give room for your supervisor to complain about you. Who? Abdul Rashid. I think I only see him once in the whole semester in the workstation. That's it. So how can you perform? Huh? So he never see you. Every time he comes, you're not there. Every time you're there, he's not there. So missing in action. Immediate response, not answer after a few days. Your supervisor asks you a question. What happened to this paper? Can we do these changes and submit to? Then supervisor wait for few minutes, no answer. Few hours, after few days, there is answer from this guy. He come. Oh, can we submit now? He was asking you at that time. You should appreciate your supervisor time, right? Maybe some journal or some people, they just contact your supervisor now. Can we submit this? Then he say, okay, I remember at that time, What's your name, brother? Omar. Let's call Omar. Omar, submit your paper by 5 today. Omar start finding paper. Okay. Submit, you get accepted into journal or something. You don't know. Maybe your supervisor have contact. But if we ask you and then you submit after 3 days, can we still submit now, sir? Or after 5 days? Say, no, it's okay. We will have to wait again. Right? So immediate response. Mutual benefit in research outcome. This is what I say. Whatever you do is between you and your supervisor. Don't worry about that. It's yours and it's his. So you both get benefits. What is yours is his. What is his is yours. Is it? I said what is yours is his. What is his is not yours. Okay? So do not think negative or bad thinking about your supervisor in his action. If you have some thoughts like that, go and ask, sir, why do you ask me to do this? Can you tell me so that I'm clear? You don't make assumption for him. Oh, he's just asking me to do this. You don't know his plan. Maybe he's planning something else for you. Your journey does not end after PhD, still long way. I say it's the beginning. Fierce supervisor still. After you have done all this, your supervisor still fierce. What you should do? This is bad luck. It's just a bad luck. Make dua. Make dua from Quran. You read Quran every day. Pray Salatul Hajjat. And make istighfar for him. Astaghfirullahaladzim. I make istighfar for my supervisor. Then he becomes soft-hearted. You read every day, make dua. Before going to see him, recite Al-Fatiha for him. And then you recite Ayatul Kursi for him. And then go see him. And then his heart maybe will be soft. There's no end way. Don't worry. He or she will be okay. If Allah help him, inshallah. So this is my supervisor. I've texted them, I've texted them, all these professors, I text them during the preparing the slide. So I say, give me some thoughts, what you want student. So you can get some impression from what the supervisor wants from the student. So this is what he said, my supervisor. Hardworking, repeatability, consistent. Look what he said of the result. Experimental work must be carried out. Utmost care and accuracy. He wants, you see, very accurate. He's like that. And he check on me. Regular updates. So I cannot go MIA. Finding, writing research article for Scopus, conference and good journals. So that's what they did to me. And I managed to publish like maybe 13, 14 publications during my PhD. Okay. Another, my advisor, Prof. Dr. Ibrahim bin Ahmad, UNITA Malaysia. So he said always independent. So it's a bit different. Update or meeting with supervisor weekly or at least monthly. You see, should be able to work on a team. He got so many students, right? He said like that. That means he is still concerned. He wants you to update. This is Prof. Muhammad Taib from UUM. Okay, it's a totally different person you will become when you finish your PhD. Thinking wise, action, behavior, in making decisions, be a human being, right? So it is a process that we are going through as a student. We are going through this process. Even I am as a supervisor, I go through this process as well. I'm learning something. Knowledge generation, not just for certificate, right? PhD just beginning, not the end. Even he says that. He says it's not the end. Be relevant, respectful, referee throughout the time, independent and reliable, trustworthy. So he said, I want my student to be trustworthy. So they are concerned about that. It's a bit long, but it's a good one as well. You see little bit different his comment. From Nasir Matai, from UITM, Malaysia. Supervisor-student relationship is a positive contractual duties Both wanted successors, supervisor for knowledge and career advancement, student for their master PhD. Isn't it? So both mutual. Like I give you an example, right? Supervisor must provide guidance, advice, inspiration, motivation. Student must commit to agreeable research, publication, plan, milestone, goal. That means you achieve all the target. Clear line must be drawn between them as to what extent the relationship to stay. Clear line. That means, you know, if it is a man or woman, there is no any other relationship, right? By respecting each other. And some certain point may end due to unsuitable or poor relationship. If it is a poor relationship, then it will end there. But otherwise, it will continue until the student complete their studies. Not just until their studies, but throughout the life, it will still continue. That's from Prof. And this is my another professor when I was studying there, Prof. Jamshid in UK, Lancaster University. So he said hardworking, resourceful, strong communication ability, both verbally and writing, continuous learner, integrity, team player, add values to others in the lab. That means you can influence others to do, you know. That means, can you see how is his expectation? And another of my colleagues, Prof. Rasul from VIT India, should be loyal, integrity, dedication, reaching his objective, vision to enhance the reputation of the lab around the country. So you have to bring the lab also with you to a certain level with your performance. Right? So we have come to the end, to the frequent asked question. Are we taking any question online or what? But at the same time, I also have this question. Okay, before that, we will go to the question session last, right? Good luck. Okay, good luck. Thank you for listening. And this is my YouTube channel. So I thought, what I was just doing this in what we call in a struggling way to create. So if you find my name there, full name usage is going to come up. So the previous lecture on the GOT and others, I've also uploaded there. So even this one, inshallah, we will edit this video back again and then we will include back in the channel so that the student can, whoever they miss or maybe they fall asleep during the speech, so they can go back and then again listen if it is useful. So you can subscribe, because potentially in the future I would like to do we will take few questions like from postgraduate, some of the common problems and mistakes. So we'll address some issue like the short videos as well. So if you're interested, just subscribe and like and share the videos and the link to others. And that's it. That's my contact, my email, my mobile number. Better if you have any, what we call, sometimes the student will come to a point that they need someone to speak, you know. You cannot speak to your supervisor, you cannot speak to anyone, you cannot speak to your friends, but you need someone to speak. I'll be a neutral person, so I'll try my best to listen. If you have any problem, just text me. Sometimes if you call me, maybe I don't pick up my phone. Better you text me and tell me that, look, that you know me through this program and so on. You want to see, you want to discuss. Just most welcome. And that's my email address. And you know my office in FKE 7th floor. When you come out from the lift, is the left side, room number 9. think number 9, right? Yeah. Okay. Is there any question from our online participant? Thank you very much for listening.
Guys, if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat box, or you can open your voice chat and ask.
Yeah, they can send in the message as well. You can send in the message, and I will try to address your question. Okay. Boleh saya share okay. Okay, they all are concerning about the feedback form now. Alright. Masnan Zainon, that's my colleague as well, so he's saying thank you, right? Said Burhan, so many others. My supervisor, okay, this is quite a good question from one of the students. My supervisor keep changing the topic regularly. What can I do? I think we have to be very careful. Regularly, that means we are changing quite often, you know. Normally people will change their topic, you know, after 1 year, or you know, after 1.5 years. That's not changing topic, maybe changing little bit of their research direction, right? Changing little bit of their research direction, that means it's okay. But if changing topic means you are in trouble, so you need to sit down with the supervisor, discuss what is our ultimate aim for our PhD. So if this is the objective, how can we achieve this, right? So I suggest you go for your proposal defense as soon as possible. Don't do your proposal defense at the 3rd year. I think I answered that question, right? Okay. Any other question? Any other question from the online participant? Right. Let's pick up some questions from earlier, you know. As we might angry only if we didn't perform the task, but after the struggle, if we still cannot complete the task, is the supervisor still angry? First of all, supervisor don't get angry just easily like that, right? If you have done your work but you still didn't accomplish, you have to talk to your supervisor. Okay, tell him or her what is the problem, right? What is the problem? What is happening, so that they will help you. Rather than you keep quiet, you don't turn up, and you just say it is not done yet, it is not ready yet, right? It's better you go back and talk to them, and always give a sound reason, not some just any reason, but sound reason. Okay. Ini orang dalam tanya soalan ni. Muhammad Zago. Okay, Muhammad, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Bagaimana jika student try to talk with the supervisor but supervisor did not accepting the student idea? What should the student do on behalf? Okay. You have to find a way how to put your idea so that the supervisor will think your idea is the supervisor idea. You get my point? You have to present the idea as if that the supervisor will tell that that is his or her idea. You don't have to say that, you know, I have this idea.
Have to take words.
So you have to bijak lah sikit kan, pusing sikit, macam jambi-jambi sikit kan. Kadang-kadang supervisor ni pun tension juga, stress kan. So you baca-baca lah doa kepada dia, فَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. Baca dulu, lepas tu lupa dia. Okay Prof, Prof bagus kan, baca doa tu begitu pada dia kan. Prof bagus. Ada lagi, kalau lagi garang lagi, ada lagi doa ni, cari ustaz, lupa. Ustaz ni bagi tahu. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu sabiru wa sabiru wa rabitu wattaqullaha la'allakum tuflihun. Lagi garang kan? Baca tu. Jadi baik, manja lagi. Kan? Right? Sometimes memang macam tu. Kena banyak kembali kepada, we have to come back to the amal. Then we ask, okay. Because what the problem is, sometimes the supervisor, they have their own idea, they have their own reputation, kan? They have their own pride, dia punya ego dia, kan? So if you suddenly say that, look, I have this 1, 2, 3, oh, I don't want to listen to you. That's normal, right? Maybe you have to say, Prof, is there a chance that I try to look at this situation and I find out that, can you advise me which method is useful? From the literature, you dah tahu dah method A, B, C. From the literature, I found out that A, B, and C. But which one do you think is the best according to your knowledge and understanding, your wisdom? Right? Please help. Adakah dia nak marah? Tak ada lah. Dia mesti akan bagi tahu. Okay. Thank you very much. Jangan lupa. Last kali kan? Thank you very much. Okay, then spoiler will say okay. Ada lagi tak soalan? Ada dah habis je kan?
Ada sikit.
Oh, ada juga soalan. Okay. Ingat dah habis tadi. How politely can I ask my supervisor to review my paper that I have sent him a long time ago? More than 2 months. 2 months. Maybe your supervisor is a very busy person. I assume, number one. Normally 1 month is sometimes is normal in some supervisor cases, because some supervisor, they give you report every monthly. So they expect you to see him next month when you submit that paper. Right? But you need to ask him by it's like a reminder, but you go to see him. Better you go to see him and print out the paper. So this is the paper, can you give me this feedback? Don't say, can you give me tomorrow? Right? So the problem sometimes is, the student gives today and they want after 2-3 days. Or today and tomorrow want to submit. So then the supervisor will be in a bit of stress as well. But you ask them, so when can you finish this review? Can I have that so I can correct? And so I have 1, 2, 3 journals or conference that we can submit. This one due date is this one due date is this one. So he will say, oh, this one due next week, huh? So I think we can target for this one. So he'll give you quickly. You don't have to tell him, can I have this paper by next week? By Thursday before you go home, huh? So ask him. 2 months is too long, but it's not too long, but you have to ask him. Go see him. Quick question, COVID pandemic. Most of us are doing home-based work. We are unable to meet, okay? Frustrating working with limited resources. Frustrating start build up. everybody is busy, and then miscommunication happen. Sometimes we tend to avoid conflict as we kind of conflict. It's true. I agree with you. Everyone is in stress now, not just the student. Student's wife, student children, right? And supervisors, boss, everyone is in stress because they cannot meet in person. Everybody is taught online. Like me, I was just giving talk and suddenly it goes off. Right? So what happened is everybody will be in stress. So don't worry. You have to motivate yourself. You have to motivate yourself, and you have to communicate better with your supervisor. Okay? You have to motivate better with your. You have to motivate yourself and communicate better with your supervisor. Even better, text him. Text him, sir, can I call you at 2 p.m? I would like to discuss something. My students, they never call me. I don't know why. I like my students, they call me, but they never call me. Maybe there's scary supervisor. No, I'm just joking. Because when I called my supervisor before, I called their office. I never called their mobile phone, right? In UK it's different. Malaysia is big open. You can text your supervisor, you can call this and that. But there we call the office. When I say, sir, this is Mahadi speaking. Hello Mahadi, how are you? What are you doing? Is there everything is good? I cannot do this to my student because my student, they never call me. Both my supervisors say, if Dr. Morgan is saying, they say, Mahadi, how are you? Everything's okay? Good. He will say, good, 3 times. Then everything will be good for me. You see? The supervisor is blessing. So he is Dr. Morgan, he is Dr. Mansur Yusuf. So you ask your contact your supervisor by phone, explain to them. Talk directly or even video call. Right? So you update closely so that they know. Don't, because of MCO, you keep to yourself. I will deliver one talk as well about MCO to other places. So that's good. You follow my channel, you will listen to that video as well. And subscribe, If you don't subscribe, you will miss the video.
There are 2 more questions.
Okay, let's see. I have some over 60 questions here. But I think we cannot cover all. What's that? Frustrating, kind of complete, okay. Must say, your students must okay. What happened if we have SB and 2 or 3 but they don't share the same idea? As the student, what you should? Yes, you have 2 supervisors and 2 supervisors think differently. So who's the main? Who's the main? So follow the main. Because sometimes the main is in charge of most of the work. But you have to be careful. Don't tell the co-supervisor that this is what you're doing. You have to be diplomatic. Understand? Diplomatic. So this one also you listen, this one also you listen. You don't have to tell them, I'm following you. I'm not following this guy. Why you have to tell me? Right? You be diplomatic. Okay, you receive the good things from this supervisor, receive this good thing from this supervisor. Then just merge them, present them. Don't go split. He's doing this, he's doing this. And then you go report this one, that. This one supervisor. Why is it? No, you follow me. This guy said, no, you follow me. I follow who? You tear me apart. Right? So be diplomatic. Yes. Can I message my supervisor from time to time even if he didn't reply for previous messages? This you have some problem. Is either your supervisor have problem, or his mobile have problem, or you have problem. So you need to rectify back as soon as possible. Rectify, and then so that he will be responsive. He answer you. Alright? He answers you. Maybe sometimes they don't answer. I don't know, maybe some people are like that. So they don't answer. So you gain their attention, like I said before. You have to gain their attention. Another one they ask here is a very good question. Can you contact your supervisor on off days? Can we text on the off days? Maksudnya Friday, Saturday lah tu kan? Or let's say office hours, non-office hours. How do you like? How do you like your supervisor to message you? Some people, like we are students, we do maximum work, 8 till 5, 5 till 6 report. After 6, you don't want to touch anything anymore. So you want to be relaxed with your family, this and that. So if you don't like to be disturbed after office hour, then you don't. It's a bouncing ball theory. Right? But I must say, I don't like people to contact me after office hour. Right? Office hour is okay. We entertain the student. But sometimes, if your supervisor is the type that he texts you after 5 until 9, 10 o'clock, then he must be a really good supervisor. Because he is thinking about you. You have to be thankful. Kamu kena buat sujud syukur. You know, you have to go sajadah, make syukur, alhamdulillah. He's still texting me. Some students, they are struggling, waiting for the supervisor to contact them. Right? So they contact you. But if you know that your supervisor don't like you to contact outside office hour, off days, so don't do that. Because in the off days, people want to be with family. Right? That's the privacy. Enough you disturb them, what we call Sunday to Thursday. Right? Sunday to Thursday is enough. Leave them alone on Friday and Saturday. Right? And the office hour depends on your supervisor. If he agrees, then. So then leave for another city due to some personal issue, how is it? If you are not in the university, it is quite difficult. Right? Try to be in the universities. If you still can't avoid it, you have to do regular meeting online, so that you keep in touch with your supervisor. Because some people, they say, oh, I'm in another city because of MCO, this and that, so I cannot contact. You don't take that as an excuse to escape from your supervisor. You have to use that as an advantage to every week you update your supervisor. So I need in a week just 10 minutes of your time. Is it possible? He will not say no. He say, okay, I will just to update. I want to update my progress and tell you. And I want some motivation from you. I'm sure if he's a decent supervisor, he will motivate you. He or she will motivate you. They will help you. Right? You have to find a way to find a reason to talk to your supervisor. Don't keep quiet. I'm in my country. Yeah. Yes, I answered already. And here there is one good question. Okay, why student? Number 15. How to be a good student to my supervisor? I've told you already just now, right? And I cannot join sharing session WhatsApp group because I was removed. Question number 15. I really like this question. I've been removed already. But this guy, he still aims to be a good student. I mean, I think, brother, you still have chances of becoming a good student. So you just have to go back and find a way to catch your supervisor's attention and then ask him to add you back in the group. So maybe you'll be posting like kebab and nasi Arab and something there, right? So don't post things like maybe you'll be removed by your supervisor or you didn't perform or what. Can I get the nice supervisor? Nice supervisor? Yeah. All the supervisors is nice. Don't worry. You just have to find the supervisor, right? Ada lagi soalan? Tak ada dah. Habis? I think it's okay. My supervisor, okay, finish. I think okay. Let me see if there is another good question. New knowledge. Question number 34. I think maybe this is the last, or maybe second last question. How do I confront my supervisor without being rude unintentionally? If I look at your wordings, the words that you use, because I'm interested so much in psychology, but I'm not qualified psychologist, right? How do I confront? Why you want to confront your supervisor? Question number first is you don't confront your supervisor, right? Unless something bad really happened, then you confront. It's not you want to confront. Maybe you want to give some suggestion to your supervisor. Like I said, you have to use certain types of words that the supervisor will feel happy when you talk to him. So what you do, you write down the words, simulate your speech before going to see him with your friend. Are you okay? Are you angry with me? If your friend say okay, make sure you get a good friend. So then you go to see your supervisor. Okay. To stay with the same supervisor or to change the supervisor? Last question. To stay with the same supervisor, change the supervisor. You have to be very careful, right? Changing supervisor is okay, is allowable. Macam dalam Islam, apa dia? Kahwin boleh, cerai, talak boleh. Boleh? Halal, Allah suka. Minta maaf, halal, Allah tak suka. Talak ni sebenarnya, cerai. Talak 1, 2, 3 boleh. It's same like marriage. You already joined your supervisor. Why you want to go separate with him? Just finish your study with him. Unless it is really truly some what we call very bad situation. Many students I see, they make very common mistake is that just a small problem and they want to change new supervisor. You have to be careful what the supervisor has done for you. Okay, I take one example. This one student, suddenly he cannot work like this or some misunderstanding, and then during the first semester he already said, write a letter, I want to fire you. I want to change you as a supervisor. Some word like that. I want to fire or something like that. I forgot the actual word. But the supervisor actually have written him a recommendation letter until he passed that, submit recommendation letter, and he have received a scholarship from one government. You see? So how come you leave that supervisor and go to another supervisor? Maybe there is some small mistake. Just forget about that mistake, the negativities, and look at the positivity, what he has done to you. Because of his recommendation, maybe it's just because of that recommendation. Everything is decided by Allah, but his recommendation helped you get to that. So why not you be thankful and stay with him? Live with him, finish your studies. Unless there is a very serious matter, then you should change. But when to change? During the first year. If there is any gelombang yang tak diingini. Tahun kedua, tahun ketiga, you are not allowed to change. Second, third year, fourth year, you're wasting your time. Trust me, you're wasting your time. Right? With that, I would like to end my session. And I've said to you, to all my students, friends, colleagues, one day maybe you'll become colleague, Something that I mentioned to you, maybe it will not be used by you nowadays. The things that I mentioned, like the keys and what you produce. When you become a PhD holder, so you will produce more PhD students as well. So you become like that. So you produce maybe another 10 keys, 20 keys, 30 keys, we don't know. So when you go back to your country, when you go back to your place, you will produce more. So look at the far side. Look at the far side. Don't look at the very worldly materials. Look at the far side. Then you will be motivated always. I always say that how to motivate ourselves. We motivate ourselves through imagining our parents. Most of the time, when you break down, you imagine your parents. Immediately, you will get the motivation, right? Because they have sacrificed so much for us. Through their sacrifice, we are here. Look at me. I'm here because of my parents, both of them. So I'm here to talk to you through the knowledge that they have given me. They have raised me. Similarly, we have to look at our parents, then we will get our motivation. So that's the best motivation. If you are married, you can look at your wife, your children. Then you become more highly motivated. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the invitation. And hopefully, if there is any mistake that I've made during the speech, I like to apologize. And hopefully, we will see you again in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you, GSA. Thank you for the CGS for the invitation and for the kind session. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr.Mahadi. It was such a fruitful session indeed, and thanks to all the participants who have been supporting and cherishing programs by GSA. Thanks again and see you in upcoming sessions. Guys, please kindly fill in the feedback form in order to get certificates. We will also inform you about the recordings of the session in a moment. Thank you. Best regards, GSA, Pursuing Impact.
Make sure to claim your certificate.